Hello, I'm Tom Hugh-Jones with Denison Yachting, and today I'm going to show you a 1966 Chris Craft 57 Constellation New School. If you're familiar with the early Chris Crafts, you'll know they were built out of wood, which after 50 years tends to get worn and waterlogged. So the owner of New School decided to carry out a complete refit. Starting from the bottom up, the keel was rebuilt with solid white oak, laminated with epoxy, and then wrapped in 4 layers of fiberglass. The hull had 35 ribs sisted, and then all the planking below the waterline was replaced with Lloyd's approved mahogany ply, which was epoxied, faired, and painted. Above the waterline, all the planking up to the tow rails was stripped, refinished, and then coated with 2 layers of fine fiberglass mat. Then everything was faired, sanded, and finally painted in all grip Matterhorn white. The result is not only beautiful, it's also watertight. New School is now a dry boat. This teak swim platform was custom made, as was this new stainless steel boarding ladder, which is so much easier than climbing up the side. This entire aft section used to be open. Now this stainless steel frame has been constructed that allows it to be enclosed with custom-made sliding doors and electric windows. And yes, I did say electric windows. With the doors and windows closed, you're protected from the elements in an entirely new dining area. There's room for 6 to 8 people to sit around this table, which is inlaid with Australian purple heartwood in a design inspired by Matisse. Moving forward into the pilot house, on the starboard side there is a ladder to the bridge made of polished stainless steel and mahogany, and then this custom-built bar of mahogany and Australian lacewood. On the port side, this new lacewood table and seating was added next to the helm to keep the captain company. Then on long voyages, this armrest lowers to create a pilot berth. At the lower helm you find a combination of classic elements and modern technology. A full screen of cinematic electronics, an autopilot and a bow thruster, but if you want to go old school, the captain on watch has a full 360 degrees visibility. The interior was also completely refit with a focus on making it more luxurious, comfortable and quiet while still retaining the vintage charm. Before decorating, each cabin area was completely stripped back to bare wood and then epoxy sealed or repainted. The ceilings were reinforced to reduce bounce, and then the bulkheads were strengthened with extra beams and then treated with rubber sheeting to reduce noise. Combined with changes made in the engine room, noise level in the Salon has been lowered from 95 to 80 dB at cruising speed. For comparison, a typical car is about 75 dB on a freeway. That's a big reduction. As well as being quieter, the Salon is also lighter because the forward windows were restored. Additionally, all these side windows have been removed, restored and rebedded so that nothing leaks. For comfort, there's a rather fine stainless steel sofa and these 2 armchairs along with a period-appropriate coffee table. Then for entertainment, there's a 50-inch TV hidden in the headliner, a 6-speaker audio system and a Starlink antenna to provide internet connection anywhere on the globe. The Galley used to be completely covered with a ceiling which limited headroom and made it rather a dark cave. Now that ceiling has been removed, it's much more open. Now you have a culinary helm with a full-size refrigerator, a cooktop and oven that both run on propane, and a marble countertop with a mosaic backsplash. One very cool feature is this appliance garage that can be lowered to create more counter space. Opposite the Galley is the dinette with another beautifully inlaid mahogany table with bottle storage below. The table can lift up and these seats can slide inwards to create a berth if needed. The layout here is pretty much original. Twin bunks and plenty of storage is perfect for a couple of kids or a cabin for crew. Down 4 steps from the Salon, there is a day head to starboard with custom mahogany and lacewood cabinetry, marble countertop and stainless steel German faucets. A separate shower here replaced what used to be a couple of single bunks in the original design. Opposite to port is the VIP stateroom. A queen berth is surrounded by vintage blue velvet and an entire mahogany of storage. By the way, each cabin throughout the boat has 3 levels of lighting: low, medium and high. Finally, we come to the master stateroom. Once again, there is a queen berth, but this time with access on both sides. And once again, it is surrounded by wonderfully crafted mahogany cabinetry with sunburst marquetry and this deep navy shagreen hide. En suite with the master stateroom is a master bathroom with a lavatory to starboard, a marble countertop and sink on centre line, and a shower to port. Frankly, it's so posh, I hesitate to call it a head. These are the original Detroit Diesel 8V71N engines. They were rebuilt about 1400 hours ago and run beautifully. They provide around 300 horsepower each and will push the boat to a top speed in the mid-teens. The engine room surrounding them was upgraded with sound insulation and custom-made fiberglass ports to the engine room vents. This stops the hot air going into the salon above and also substantially reduces the volume up there. The boat was originally built without a flying bridge. Then in 1994, a previous owner added one at South Coast Shipyard in Newport Beach. The current owner remodeled the Flybridge by moving the helm over to starboard and then adding longer passenger seating on the port side. The helm mimics the one below with new Simrad electronics, an autopilot and a bow thruster. This new stainless steel mast was added to raise the transmitters for the electronics and provide support for this bimini top, which has solar panels that generate 800 watts of electricity. The deck behind was reinforced to take a 1,200-pound davit and a 12-foot tender. After 50 years of use, the entire deck was in need of replacement, and that's exactly what was done. The old deck was completely removed down to the supporting ribs. 2 layers of mahogany plywood were installed and then glassed over to make a watertight structure. Finally, new 5/8" Burmese teak planks were laid with no holes or fasteners anywhere to be found. Then an upgraded stainless manship circular hatch was installed to restore the period correct look of the original. This should be good for at least another 50 years. And that is really also true of the whole boat. 60 years after coming out of the Chris Craft yard, this boat is now better than originally built. New school is now a new Constellation, and all she needs is a new North Star. I hope that will be you.